images coming in, and I want to talk to you about these images, Gaurav, of an incredible visual that we're getting from Chernihiv, the city of Chernihiv. A really, really haunting image from northern Ukraine is just coming. A show of unbelievable valor and bravery by the local police along with local Ukrainian residents who've been on camera stopping a Russian convoy of tanks. Residents in this video that is claimed to be from today, put out by the Ukrainian government, seen lining up, making what appears to be a human wall of sorts to prevent the movement of Russian tanks from moving forward into their city. Multiple videos of this kind. We cannot independently verify, but it's been put out officially now by the government of Ukraine, of local Ukrainian residents in the Chernihiv city, making a human wall across the road to stop the advance of Russian tanks. I mean, if this conflict and this particular moment in this conflict had a face, it is probably going to be this. The big brute force of the Russian invading army and the Ukrainians who've been left to fend for themselves really by the world, standing across the road, stopping that Russian convoy. First, let's listen to this video with the sound up, and then I'm bringing in Gaurav.
Остановили танк. С Карюковки. От Карюковка. Скорее всего, что будут возвращаться назад.
Truly compelling. It's a terrifying image, actually. You can see, these Russian T-series tanks on the road. They stopped completely outside the Chernihiv city because of a wall of humans, all local residents, who are standing across the road and not allowing this tank convoy to pass, Gaurav. In amazing image.
Shiv, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, that's the resolute, that's the willpower of these people who've stood up to the tanks. They stalled the advance of the tanks. There's another video which is going viral here in Kiev, and I'll be sending it, and I'm sure you've seen it already, where people stopped the tanks and the Russian soldiers came out and said, we were sent here as peacekeepers, not to fight. And they're saying, go back then to your own country, and helping them out with food. So imagine, here is somebody who's attacking you, and Alex and some of us just saw that video a short while back, that they've come to attack them, or saying we've come as peacekeepers, and people are saying, no, have food and then go back to your own country. You're not needed here as peacekeepers, you're not needed here as attackers. So these are stories that are coming from across this country as a very firm stance is being taken to defend Ukraine from a Russian assault. That's how people are coming up to fight. How much will they actually succeed in terms of assault rifles taking on those big tanks and those big guns? Well, you heard the soldiers. This is our country, urban warfare. We know the lay of the land. They've come from outside, and this is where it's going to become extremely tough for them. That's how they're visualizing the days and perhaps weeks ahead, where it will become urban warfare. Street by street pitched battles may be fought, and that is why these combat veterans will have an extremely important role to play in the times to come, Shiv.
Gaurav, it's amazing how common Ukrainians are seeing this as a last stand battle. The military is there to defend the country, but citizens are seeing it as a last stand battle. They're seeing it, in a way that they have their own military role to play. Nobody is actually called upon them. I mean, of course, the president has called upon all citizens to pick up a weapon and stand a guard. But, I don't think there's a single Ukrainian citizen who has refused to do so. They're volunteering to do so. Like the man you just spoke to, they're practically fighting to be first in line to join the defense effort.
And that's extremely remarkable. I mean, that was heartening in a lighter vein, they're actually rushing to pick up a gun. Initially, it was said 10,000 assault rifles will be given, and they're saying that we don't want to be left behind and not be the first to pick up that gun to be able to defend our country. Shiv, this is an unequal battle, as you well know. In fact, the military balance, as we've been reporting extensively, are tipped very heavily in favor of Russia, and there is a multi-pronged offensive. But some of these veterans I've been speaking to, and some of the soldiers I've been speaking to, they are saying a lot has changed. Russia perhaps came with the mindset of taking on an army of 2014, and you know what happened in Crimea. Was this a strategic miscalculation that they thought that with their shock and awe they'll be able to road roll all the opposition that may come their way and take over in 72 hours, at the most 96 hours? But look at the resistance they're facing in virtually every city where they've gone in. Kharkiv, it was said, would fall in under 6 hours. Today's day 4, pitched battles still being fought in Kharkiv. The forces that had moved forward, and I have seen those defenses on ground when we were driving from Mariupol to Derekro. We saw defenses on ground. Roads are being dug up, highways are being stopped. There are and tactical sighting. You know, you and I report defense, right? So we know how machine guns are being sighted or how weapons are being sighted to ensure that that advance is stalled. So that smooth advance that may have been anticipated is very clearly not happening, Shiv.